If you like the video, make a drink and subscribe to the channel.
Thousands of Venezuelans, many draped in their country's flag, took to the streets on Wednesday, answering the opposition's call for a nationwide protest to force President Nicolas Maduro from office. Freedom, freedom, one group chanted in Caracas, the capital. "Today I am not afraid," said Marta Lopez, a 46-year-old business manager who added that the country's economic crisis has become unbearable. "Today we all need to turn out to rescue our homeland." The demonstration is part of a renewed push by Venezuela's opposition, which was left largely powerless and divided after a burst of anti-government activism in 2017 was crushed by security forces. The opposition is hoping that a significant turnout on Wednesday will help persuade the nation's military to break ranks with the president. Scores of anti-government demonstrations throughout the country erupted overnight. Opposition leaders say the effort to oust Mr. Maduro, who was sworn in for a second term on January 10th, has a better chance of succeeding now because his government is collapsing under the weight of an economic crisis and is more isolated than ever. The United States and many of Venezuela's neighbors have called the president an illegitimate dictator and signaled strong support for a plan to establish a transitional government. "What we are witnessing is a unique, historic moment we have been preparing for, fighting for, over the past 20 years, Maria Corina Machado, an opposition leader, said on Tuesday. "Obviously, it is the moment of greatest peril for all Venezuelans and the moment of greatest responsibility for those of us who are aware of what is at stake." Mr. Maduro and his allies have called for rival demonstrations on Wednesday, accusing opposition leaders, whom he calls terrorists, of trying to sell out Venezuela to the United States. "The imperialists and the oligarchs are desperate to run Venezuela directly," Mr. Maduro told supporters Tuesday night. "Are we going to surrender Venezuela's sovereignty?" Mr. Maduro will probably find it harder to weather this challenge to his legitimacy than he has in the past, opposition leaders and analysts say. On Wednesday, Ivanka Trump joined other members of the Trump administration in issuing a message of support for the Venezuelan opposition. "POTUS, VP and the whole administration stand with the people of Venezuela as they seek freedom from the oppression of dictator Maduro," she wrote on Twitter. Vice President Mike Pence issued a video message to Venezuelans on Tuesday, sprinkled with words in Spanish, that urged them to take to the streets on Wednesday and that promised, "We will stay with you until democracy is restored and you reclaim your birthright of libertad." Discontent has deepened across Venezuela's socio-economic classes as hyperinflation has rendered wages worthless. Citizens of what was once one of the region's wealthiest nations have starved to death and died from preventable diseases. More than 3 million Venezuelans have left the country in recent years, and those who stayed behind have struggled to find food and medicine while contending with water shortages and rampant crime.